I apologize for the clickbait title. I don't think that this video will have the energy that a title of that nature usually implies. But I do have a herniated disc, and I am planning to hike the PCT in 2025 this year in a couple weeks. Is this a really good idea for me? Or is it a really terrible idea that will end in disaster? Honestly, I don't know. But I have decided that it is a good idea to try. It's been a pretty intense 2 years for me in terms of pain and injury. So 2 years ago, I hurt my foot, and it took forever to diagnose, and during that time I was reduced to like 500 steps per day for months, and so obviously my feet and my legs and my body kind of atrophied. And then as I was training my way out of that, my back kept going out, and then finally in August of last year I fully herniated my disc. That's a lot of... And that herniated disc came with severe nerve pain all up and down my leg in the sciatic nerve. And it was a crazy pain for 40 days that was unrelenting, inescapable, searing agony. It was an entirely new ballpark of pain that I did not previously know existed, and I wish that I still did not know existed. And that left me quite debilitated by my standards. I could not sit or stand or walk more than a few minutes. And as bad as that was, there are a lot of people in this world who experience things that are far worse than I did. And there are people in this world who experience kind of the same thing that I did, but under much worse circumstances. I was really lucky that I had family that supported me, a safe place that I could heal. I had a supportive job, I had access to good health care, and I had money saved up to pay for all the copays that required. I had family members who could drive me multiple times a week to doctor's appointments while I lay in the back seat of the car on my back because I couldn't sit. Just a lot of support. So thanks to all of that, I am no longer in the crazy pain phase of this, and I am now solidly in the rehabilitation and reconditioning phase of my recovery. And the capstone project to that recovery is to hike the PCT. Now, the goal for me is not to get to Canada. The goal for me is to recover my strength and get stronger. And so I probably won't make it to Canada, and I probably won't be able to do the Sierras. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. No, I'm not going to do that. And what I can do is hike 7 miles in a day. But it does take me the entire day. So my plan on the PCT is to wake up at 4 a.m. and hike until 8 p.m. and walk for 20 minutes and then rest on my back for an hour, and then walk for 20 minutes and then rest on my back for an hour. And in that way I'll get 8 miles done. And I have decided on a benchmark. As long as I can hike for 8 to 10 miles in a day and carry 25 pounds on my back, I can start the Pacific Crest Trail. And I'm really close. I can hike 7 miles in a day and carry 21 pounds. And I've been training really hard for that the last 3-4 months. Like 2 months ago, I could only hike maybe 3 miles a day, 3 or 4 miles a day with 0 weight on my back. So I'm doing really well. So right now I'm actually on a practice hike. It's the Salmon River Trail in Oregon to see if this plan is possible. And now it's time for my my lay down break for half an hour. My friends and family at this point. Some of them may be feeling mildly alarmed at my plan. And it is big, but it is also just tiny steps at a time. And it's not like I'm getting on a spaceship to Mars, where you can't get off. Like, if this is not working out, I can just leave and go home. And maybe I only get to walk on trail for 2 days and then I have to go home. But herniated discs are an incredibly common thing that tons of people have dealt with. And everyone who has healed from a herniated disc has said that walking was the #1 most important thing that they did to get back to strength. And that and physical therapy and core strengthening and glute exercises, which I do diligently. Oh, one more thing I forgot to say is that my doctors say that I can go. I have their approval. 4 or 5 months ago, they were recommending surgery, but said it was okay to try physical therapy first. And I think I have successfully, for now, avoided surgery and will keep doing so. I will also have an SOS device, which I will not need because I will be making conservative judgments the whole way, and making sure to get lots and lots of rest. Like, again, no. Oh, that's way too bright. There we go. I am planning to do videos, mostly because this is an interesting time for me in my life, and I would like to remember it accurately later on, because I think it is going to be an interesting hike. I think I am in for a little bit of discomfort, or a lot of discomfort, but I think it's going to be worth it. I'm just so excited to go, and even just being out here one night in the woods, I can already feel everything healing and getting stronger, and so I think a few months on trail will be good for me. Okay, that's it for talking, I think. I might put the rest of the clips from this overnight hike in at the end of the video, starting with the ones from yesterday. This is the Oregon Salmon River Trail, and it is just a really beautiful hike. I'm on my first backpacking trip in the woods in 2 years since I first started all the injuries and things. I'm taking my first break, and it's really cold. I have to remember these ones for next time. These are really good. Oh, okay, and these are also really good. Okay, well, turns out I just did a really good job shopping because these are also really, really good. A big tree. just finished my first night back out in the woods in 2 years. I'm all packed up, ready to go. But this was my tent site.